if I'm being honest, it's kind of hard to tell like the ancient rubble from the modern rubble. I am on my way to the bus stop because today we're going to Mylasa, the ancient capital of the Carian civilization. You might know them for some of their greatest hits, like one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. They also made pottery and shields with handles. So we're gonna go there today and see what's left of it, see what kind of ruins we can find. Now I'm heading to bus number 1 of 2. Okay, let's do a quick history lesson before we actually get to Mylasa. So Mylasa, once known as Mylasa, was the capital city of the Carians, a people native to southwestern Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. According to ancient records, their civilization started around the 2nd millennium BCE and lasted until around 100 CE, when they were assimilated into Greek culture and lost their distinct identity. But during their time, they founded powerful cities like Halicarnassus, Stratonicea, and of course Mylasa. Besides being the political center of the kingdom, Mylasa was also a religious hub, home to the temple of Zeus Carios, the main god of the Carians. There was also a bunch of white marble quarries around the area, making it quite a wealthy city. But what I'm most excited about is the Tomb of Hecatomnos, which we will get to right after some poor translations. It says, be careful, archaeological digging area. It's dangerous and forbidden to come. Dangerous and forbidden to enter. So we're not going to enter it, but we're going to see if we can't find some information on it. It's a parking lot. And as I walked up the ancient city walls turned parking lot, I knew that I had reached the Tomb of Hecatomnos. Right now I'm walking next to the Tomb of Hecatomnos. This building right here was the precursor to one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. The Mausoleum of Halicarnassus was a tomb built in Halicarnassus, modern-day Turkey, and it was a tomb built for a guy named Muslim, not Muslim, like my Uncle Steve would say, but Muslim, King Muslim, and this is his father's tomb. His father's name was Hecatomnos, of course. This was the building that they built before building the mausoleum. This was like the practice round. This one is quite big. The one in Halicarnassus was massive, like unbelievably massive. I think it was like 147 feet tall. But this place actually has a really interesting recent story. Though the site of the Tomb of Hecatomnos was discovered in 1675 by German scholar Jakob Spon, it was originally thought to be just a temple. The temple of Zeus Carios was there, but it wasn't until much later when the tomb beneath it was revealed. In 2010, Turkish authorities arrested 10 men who had allegedly dug 2 tunnels from a nearby house and barn into the burial chamber for some good old family-friendly grave robbing. It was built in the 4th century BCE to house Hecatomnos, the ruler of Mylasa, and his family. Within the burial room there was a massive white marble sarcophagus decorated with Greek mythological reliefs, along with intricately carved wall friezes depicting gods, warriors, and chariot races. Now some of the friezes, parts of the sarcophagus, as well as other unknown artifacts, were definitely stolen and sold on the black market. On the bright side, some were intercepted in Istanbul before being sold abroad, and 1 gold crown was even recovered from Scotland. So hopefully now, Hecatomnos can finally rest in peace. Here in Turkey, things are not so polished, which is good for a lot of reasons, like in restaurants and in bureaucracy. You feel like you're interacting with a human, which is nice. But when it comes to archaeology, they kind of just leave marble pillars and ancient stones just like hanging around all the place. It has its perks. Like, I can touch it, but should I be able to touch it? Like, maybe I shouldn't be able to touch these ancient things, because if you can touch it, you can steal it. Instead of taking home a little plundered booty of my own, I decided to visit the other museums on site. The Mylasa mansion is an example of modern architecture displaying a range of late Ottoman household items, as well as some thoroughly creepy wax figures. In the Mylasa Carpet Museum, you'll find beautifully woven rugs, yet even more creepy figures, and plenty of information that I didn't have time to read, because I was in a hurry for disappointment. You see, our next destination would take us through the modern Mylasa, past the elderly men on their perpetual tea breaks, through the busy markets with its howling buyers and sellers, and up the windy tiled roads whose incline increased with every turn. As I bounded up the hill to the ruins that awaited us, I couldn't help but be reminded of Matthew 5:14. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Except in this case, it's not a town, but a 2nd century Roman monument, and it can in fact be hidden by a construction zone. It appears that Gümüşkesen is now a construction zone. Okay, so technically it's not a construction zone, it's under restoration, but the restoration efforts were supposed to be finished in 2023, and it's 2025, so I'm gonna see if I can get a better viewpoint of it, I guess. Gümüşkesen was a monument that the Romans built in like the 2nd century AD. It was supposed to be like a small replica of the mausoleum of Halicarnassus. And I saw online that people were there taking pictures close to it, but now it's a construction zone, so. As I left the construction site that used to be an area for witnessing and admiring the artifacts of the past, I couldn't help but think about the state of conservation here. Walking through the city, I saw piles of excavated marble and unearthed houses just laying about, churned from their slumber in the wet soil, only to be left baking in the Turkish sun for who knows how long. And while I was taking a video of a beautifully tiled house, these nice ladies approached me.
Rus musunuz?
Pardon?
Rus musunuz? Rusya.
Ha, Amerikalıyım.
Amerika.
Evet.
Welcome o zaman.
Teşekkür ederim.
They asked me if I was a student or a Russian, to which I replied no to both. I shared with them that I liked the house and that many of the houses in Mylasa were very beautiful, to which they replied yes, but no one is taking care of them. And boy, did I pick up on that too.
The buildings here are a lot of buildings here are pretty decrepit. There's a lot of ruins from older, like Ottoman times, and then there's ruins from like modern times. There's construction projects that have just started or were like left half unfinished. And so honestly, I'm having a little trouble discerning the ancient rubble from the modern rubble. So,
but I couldn't dwell for too long. I was on a mission. I had seen an image on Google Maps of this triple-tiered aqueduct that looked amazing, and while on the hunt for that, I found something else.
So in front of me is Baltalı Kapı, which means axe gate, because there's an axe on top of this gate. Behind me there's also another gate, but it's currently a part of someone's house, so I don't want to get too close. We got the gate behind me, and we have the Roman aqueduct in front of me, somewhere over here. It's incredible to see how life just piles on top of itself, just layer after layer of coming in and settling, and how they've just integrated their new lives in with the old. It's amazing to see. And I think I found like a castle. Oh my god, there's sheep. Okay, it's Yako reporting to you live from the ruins of some place. I don't know where this is. I don't have any context for anything. This could be someone's house. It smells like piss, so it might be someone's house. I was trying to find those aqueducts, like the multi-tiered aqueducts, but I feel like it would be obvious where they are, and I haven't found them yet. So I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna get some breakfast, and then I'm certain that there are some aqueducts near a field about a half an hour walk outside of the city center, because I saw them on Google Maps, so I know those are there for sure. But first things first, gotta get out of the piss ruins and get myself some breakfast. So let's start there. Okay, I have an update with some unfortunate news. The multi-tiered aqueduct that I was looking for is not here. I asked the nice people here at this cafe, and they told me that it might be on a hill nearby where there are windmills. The guy said it was a 10-minute drive, but my legs are not wheels. So I said, how about walking? And he said, don't do that. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to see that today, nor be able to find where it even is, but I did find this, just sitting here at the cafe. So yeah, it's like a book with poems about the Carian culture. It says something. People haven't forgotten about this. The people hadn't forgotten about the history of their city. In an excerpt from the poem Carian by Hamdi Topçuoğlu, you are Carian, my mother's first kiss, my father's last prayer, the first word on my tongue's root, my past, my future. You are the truth in my destiny. While in Mylasa, I met many kind, thoughtful, and curious people. From the nice ladies outside of the tiled house to the group of teenage girls I met on the street.
Ben çok utanıyorum. Video yapmaktan utanıyorum. Bu ya zor bir şey. Ya ben
To the three teenagers smoking cigarettes in a beat-up station wagon. Mylasa isn't just its dilapidated homes or half-finished restorations. It's also its lemon tree-lined streets, its inquisitive youth, its sunny parks. Yeah, maybe the government doesn't give these historical sites the attention they deserve. But hey, at least they haven't torn down this aqueduct to make another shopping mall.
Jeez Louise. It's just unending. All in all, it was a good day, I think. We saw some old stuff, some new stuff. Got to see what Mylasa, ancient Mylasa, is like. So thanks for tuning in, and see you later.